She leaned in on her power game in that last heat. Took out Alyssa Spencer, who is always going to be a tough draw. Quarterfinal Heat 2, Johanne Defay, representing France, going up against E.Walla. We're back at it. Mom Power versus Grand Power, and wow, Johanne Defay with an eye-opening frontside slam straight off the buzzer. 30-minute heat, top single surfer will make it into the semifinals.
You know, actually, this is the round that matters. For her to have been beaten by Eden in an earlier round, she can say, hey, all good, we both made it. But if we draw each other, when it matters, one of us goes through, she's definitely going to be taking it serious. This first wave came through at a 7.33, and it's really straight up on the merit of how powerful this turn is. She gets fully busted in the lip and comes down with it.
I only rode them a handful of times, and she looks so familiar with that equipment already.
And you can tell she's pushing it right now. Another wave ridden, just a little tester there. So the 7.33 to start is huge. The trend is that if you start with anything above a 6.
And I liked how Johanne stayed on her board and is going to keep going at it to apply that pressure.
Look, and she's also trying to make Eden make a decision there. Cranks it off the bottom, straight up into the lip.
Oh, man.
Nice. Controlled, radical turn for Johanne Defay. I'm loving this. This is, I mean, she's come back an improved surfer from maternity leave.
I love it. I have goosebumps because I think for someone to slot in so easily after becoming a mom, I just like, I get like such just power from that. And I love, remember what I said about getting under the skin of your competitor?
In the span of a 30-minute heat, when you have that veteran knowledge, when they have that power, this is kind of the only time that it's okay to be a bully.
Yeah, and you have to be. I mean, for me, there's so much on the line in these heats, right? And so it's not necessarily just being a bully, it's being smart. And Johanne is just making this conversation all about her. And Eden's giving her this wave thinking, did I make a mistake? She sees the spray out the back, she hears the beach erupt, and she's probably thinking, okay, yeah, that was potentially a big mistake.
Do you know what else is so amazing about Johanne? Okay, she's got a 1-year-old baby, so fit and powerful and just ready to compete. Ooh, Eden out the back, just desponded with that one. But she is, she's just someone that's absolutely tuned into competitive surfing. Here she goes.
Quick snap there. Wasn't super clean, but it was a completed maneuver. And in terms of confidence, even just making a turn, that can help change the trajectory of the heat, and she just easily made it through the flattest section ever with speed into the inside. Look for a big impactful finish. Bam, goes vertical in the shore break and rides out. That's how you do it, and I think that's the type of surfing we've come.
And so for Eden, she's flipping the script in this regard where it's a turn out the back and a lively turn on the inside. The thing about Eden, I loved what you were talking about earlier, Rosie. She turned the wave yesterday into a 9. It wasn't actually a 9-point wave itself. So we're dealing with a surfer who's at that upper echelon level just based off of talent and raw grit. So this, I think, is the opening conversation.
Right now we're starting to see the kind of overall brackets unfolding, and there is an exciting list of surfers still in this event. Here's one of them, Johanne Defay. Comes around, lays into a beautiful snap off the top, adding some style elements, flowing down the line. The second turn was sizzling. And she's going to try to do her best to cut a serpentine path into the shore break, fading into this right, building up tons of speed.
Wow, that was zesty. That was my takeaway on this right, where she's able to get a punchy, nice layback turn, but the way her body mechanics work through the flats here, she looked lively. She looked light on her feet and in her board to get this last turn. It wasn't feeling sloggy. It wasn't feeling anything but electric. So the energy, the body language, I always key in on that, and I think the judges would too. She looks totally engaged.
The thought to me when I was watching this wave is like how in tune with her equipment she is at the moment. And there's something special about when you get a batch of surfboards and you instantly ride one and you feel that connection and it becomes your favorite and an extension of your surfing when you're riding it.
Johanne Defay, but out the back, E.Walla.
Wow.
That was a wicked backhand snap. Trying to wrangle the whitewater. She goes down. So you got to think, did Johanne Defay just...
From Johanne right now on that board, Eden's wave.
Yeah, and this is a different story. This is a huge maneuver on a big section out the back, but definitely a bobble comes off the board out the back.
Sometimes that mid-range score makes you surf nervous, makes you surf to that number where I'm sure Eden's going to try and do her best surfing, but let's see what Johanne does on this wave.
Her backhand is just as lethal as her forehand. Goes vertical on the first turn, weaving her way to the inside pier bowl section. And look at that, she's going to have a slingshot. Here we go, building up speed for a big, dramatic finish. Wave starting to bowl. Big section in front of her. Nails it into the double up. Come on, this is Johanne Defay. Of course she's going to ride out of that turn.
She did so well with that. That's the literal most tricky section to hit because it's a barreling wave over a barreling wave and it's all under knee high. To use your priority, this is a very good way to do it. She rides the biggest wave we've seen so far. Nice, engaged, vertical backhand hit. Sweeps for the on-face maneuver and then starts to link into the inside, which is part 2 of this wave. So now you're starting to create something, you have to deliver upon it. And I feel like she did. This was, to be honest, really tricky because right there you have to hit it and still get over the top of that bottom wave. And she did a great job.
It was a triple up.
Triple up.
By the time she hit that inside section, we've been seeing her forehand throughout this event. But I mean, coming from Reunion, the backhand surfing of Johanne Defay is lethal. But carrying speed in a non-wave is so hard to do, and Johanne does it so easily. She doesn't try and force it. She really just S-turns, and she reads the lineup in Huntington so well.
Yeah, I spoke with Yufu just a little earlier this morning in the athlete zone at Sharp Eye, and he was saying that the brand has really arced a lot of their designs coming from the U.S. Open in the contest here. This is where they picked up Felipe Toledo.
And there's a chance. E.Walla on a big right-hander. Straight off the bottom, and that's not what she wanted to see. A big wall of whitewater coming right down on her. I think that she had to go on that wave. It looked like there was potential right when she stood up, but it just collapsed so quickly. What just happened the other day. But give it up to Johanne Defay.
And we're just catching up on laps. Well, Johanne Defay, we were just talking about the level on the Challenger Series and how impressive these young girls are that are coming up. What's your take on that, and what did you bring? What kind of mindset did you bring to come up against someone like E.Walla?
I know, well, my take was just to kind of get busy in the heat. Obviously, you know, I'm here, I don't have that much, I haven't surfed in the contest for a while, so any wave training I can get is good, and I've been so impressed by the level, like I was saying, and Eden is just like such a weapon, seriously, and I'm more than 15 years old, more than her. It's crazy. So, you know, I'm just so confident. It makes my heart so full to come back on the CS and see the level of surfing, women surfing. And yeah, I'll just get a couple more wins against them. But soon it's going to be, you know, different. And if I can get a couple of success before I leave, it would be good.
You've still got plenty left in the tank. And talking about young surfers coming up the ranks, you will be coming up against Sierra Kerr in the semifinals. What do you make of that matchup?
Yeah, same. Sierra, I've been, you know, like hitting the lip really hard with, the other day on the left and stuff, and even today. She's, you know, I don't know, incredible. I think she's trying to find her rhythm also on the competing side, but she's been doing so much content, and she's I love her mindset, you know. I feel like, and I really like the path she's taking, because in the women surfing, there's not that many surfers that live out of like doing also content and free surfing, so it's really brave of her, and like her, you can see how her surfing is shining through that, and anyway, I don't know, tomorrow we'll see. Just get busy, get some wave, and we'll see.
You've been looking unstoppable, Johanne. Thanks for the time. We'll let you get back to your real job of being a mom.